Oh, Jesus, that's pretty to look at. Yeah. Well, right now we're waiting for Jake to trim his beard so he feels his prettiest. But just wanted to keep you guys updated on where we are. Right now we're in beautiful Palm Desert, living it up, trying to enjoy this new year of the 2021. Got to show who's boss. Happy New Year, y'all. It's 80 degrees.
Oh, it's still chilly.
It's such a bitch.
I feel it on my teeth.
Ooh, on the
You were
nips.
saying 2 minutes ago, oh, it's not cold.
Yeah. Come on, man.
This works.
I mean, look at that.
Oh, we can see fine.
The only thing.
It's right in our face.
That's right in my fucking face. All right, well, I guess we could. Oh, let's do this thing.
Oh, well, hold on.
Yeah, we got to get the amenities.
We gotta get ready.
A few moments later.
All right, so the first one
First one.
we're gonna talk about was so this is actually a company that was written on our first episode.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Dominic. He asked about it and wanted to get our 2 cents on it, so I did a little research on it. So it's IIPR, which I'll be honest, I had not heard of it prior to.
Sensational.
But the more I read it, the more I'm actually very intrigued. Like I think, the long-term effects of it there could be a lot of good prospect with it.
Okay, start from the top then.
Yeah, so IIPR, I'm just going to read this.
Cool. Cool.
Just so just to make sure all the numbers are here. So IIPR, it stands for Innovative Industrial Properties. So it's a commercial real estate. It's a commercial REIT.
Cool.
And it's relatively new. So it's only been publicly traded for the last, I want to say it's like the last 4 or 5 years.
Cool.
I think is when it's first been publicly traded. And so its big thing is that it actually works in the medical cannabis realm. More specifically with medical cannabis facilities. And that's what its big emergence has been, because the big thing with them is that they focus on not only owning the buildings that work with cannabis, but they work, because of that, they're basically at every single point of the product. So it's not just it's not just cultivation of or the distribution of them, but
they own the building then.
Yeah, they basically own the building.
Okay.
And the best way I would describe this is it's almost like it's like a pick and shovel stock. So the equivalent I like to think of this is like Spirit Aeronautics or Spirit Aerosystems. SPR is the ticker.
Or Corning.
Or Corning. That's another good one too. So like with Spirit, for example, they provide or are a supplier of a lot of the parts that Boeing uses.
Cool. Okay.
And then with as you said, with Corning, working in glassware and stuff like that, like especially right now, like it's really big because
they used to be, they're Apple's people, right?
Yeah, they do the glassware, they do the screens for Apple, but then they also been doing all of the jars for the vials for the vaccine.
Oh, okay.
So that's another.
That's
big
right.
thing too.
I forgot about that one. That's right. Okay, cool. So it's the same idea then, because they own the building, they rent out the building or lease it probably to these people, and then they pay the people that want to own or they open up their shop, their marijuana business. Then they pay IIPR for the building, for the product, and everything.
Exactly. And what's interesting, so they own 63 properties across 16 states, and I think this is where the I wouldn't even call it a problem, but like one of the things that they have to deal with is because it's not exactly
legal.
It's not exactly or the legalization of marijuana is not across state line, like across states. So they have to be kind of specific.
They have to know exactly where everything's going.
Exactly.
That's for sure. Okay.
But they are in 16 different states, and they have had at least 99.3% of their portfolio with a weighted average lease term of 16 years.
Okay, that's really good then.
And
Okay.
that's as of mid-November 2020. They
Okay.
have about 5 million square feet of leasable space.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
So,
really good, actually.
Yeah, and so they're working in. So of the 35 states, I'm just like
you're just lifting up with it. Yeah.
This is one of the reasons why I liked. As I kept reading about this company, the more and more I liked it, because as you keep reading, like, okay, there's a lot of advantage.
Well,
to
especially because, like as you said, the pick and shovels are never going to go out of business. I
Right.
mean, if the marijuana business goes out of business,
They're not.
They're not going.
Exactly.
They still get their money. They don't care.
And that was one question I'd asked you when we first started talking about this. I was like, well, I mean, I know last year a lot of cannabis stocks, that was the high one. Like I know like Aurora Cannabis was
Still
one
is
off the top of
trying,
the
it's
head.
trying to be.
Yeah, but like if you look at this year alone, like most of those stocks have really gone. Excuse me, they've really gone down.
Yeah, they
I mean,
have
like
not,
almost to where like their stock value is almost like half.
Yeah, it's true.
So I think, but then you compare it to here, I mean, their stock price as of a couple days ago, it's like in the 180. It's like $180 a share.
Wow.
So, but I mean, to the point that the question that was asked about this company, I mean, it's a relatively new REIT. I mean, depending on where you look at it, I think Schwab categorized it as an equity REIT. I've seen it categorized as an industrial REIT.
Well, because there's a few ways you could do it.
Yeah, there's a few ways you can look at it, and I think right now there was an article that I had read that came out with, as far as competition goes, there was, give me one sec. The first question I asked was like, all right, who are the competitors? Like, who's competing with this REIT as far as working in this sector? Because, I mean, it's like anything. Like, you look at real estate REITs, there's a few out there, just like as far as what sector, like if you're looking at like healthcare, rental properties,
like, all right,
apartments, whatever it might be. Who are the other big dogs, right?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So if you look at this, as of late 2020, so not too long ago, there was one prospective rival. Okay. That
how much of the pie do they own, though? That's really the big question.
Well, here's the thing with this prospective rival they were talking about. Well, it ended up being to where you want to talk about some crazy stuff. So it was going to be a SPAC REIT.
Yeah, that's the most cult shit I've heard. That's like, oh my god.
It was gonna. So you read the article and it's crazy. So it was gonna be
SPAC REIT.
Subversive Real Estate Acquisition REIT. So it was a special purpose. It was a SPAC turned REIT.
Okay.
Working in the cannabis facility.
So put your money in it. I swear it's gonna work. I swear.
I swear it's a good idea.
Of course it's a good idea.
Yeah.
I promise you.
Oh yeah.
Well, that deal fell through.
Okay.
So that to that point then, like,
cool.
There really isn't another company, at least in
doing
what they're doing,
doing.
To the degree that they are doing it at, and the fact they've only been publicly traded for 4 years, like that's some serious growth in 4 years.
Well, what was their IPO?
2015, 2016.
Yeah. No. I mean like the price.
Oh, IPO. All right, just a sec. I want to say it was about
$20.25.
Oh,
Okay. Well, that's way different.
okay. Oh, now you've got really.
Oh, yeah, f***ed it, mate.
Well, now the party's ruined. So they IPO'd in December of 2016, at least according to Robinhood.
Cool.
So they IPO'd in 2016, and so they've been on the market now for 4 years. And when they first IPO'd, they were they IPO'd at $20.25. $20.25.
I mean, it seems like they're almost trying to do a McDonald's, where they own the land and then they just keep building on what their land is. It doesn't really matter if it's the same restaurant. It just matters that they get the land.
It's just the land,
and they keep renting and leasing.
Right, and as of right now, they've got a lot of land. So
not really money done. All right.
And now for something completely different.
All right. Next subject. All right. You know as well as I do, there are a lot of financial terms out there that I cannot stand.
Mm-hmm.
And this is one reason why you and I got together and we started this whole deal, is because people use these terms all the time to be confusing and be a smartass.
Yeah. They want to sound smarter than they are. But
And quite frankly, it's annoying as shit.
And it works,
Yeah.
which is unfortunate.
It definitely works.
What's the score? I can't tell anymore.
All right. What's like number one?
number one.
All right, like number one on the list.
Wealth management strategist.
Okay, starting off strong. Wow. Okay.
Or just like
Okay.
when they say, I'm coughing, it's so funny. No, like, or even say like wealth management. I'm
Okay.
like,
Yeah.
you deal with people's money. Like, come on. Like,
Yeah. I mean, okay. So wealth management meaning the fact that like you take people's basically estates, I guess you could say it now.
yeah, or whatever asset they have.
Yeah, they have their assets in one trust, and they're like, all right, I'm going to manage this and take care of it, make sure that you don't fuck it up, kind of deal. And then, but you're definitely trying to sound a lot more intelligent than you actually are. I wonder
like-
if you need a certain certification for wealth management.
I don't know. Because
You
like
probably-
I imagine some guy with like some long cape, just like
Yeah. So, what's another one? Give me another one. What was the other ones? Because we had like a ton of them.
cautiously optimistic.
There we go. I've used that so much just because you told me that word. Okay, cautiously optimistic, meaning that when they're
Yeah.
talking about some stock. that it's
or
like, okay.
what was it? Oh, conservatively optimistic.
That's even.
That one's even worse.
That's just disgusting.
Like-
That's just disgusting.
like pick a struggle.
Yeah.
Like come
So
on.
obnoxious. Give me another one.
I mean, here's
Come
another
on.
thing. Like, even just like, I mean, these are thrown out all the time, and this is me being ticky tack, but like, just even bullish and bearish. Fair market value.
Fair market value.
Yeah.
Well, that's just saying
That
that it's
was
a good
yours.
price.
That was
Yeah,
yours.
that's just saying it's because it's just saying, oh yeah, it is what it is. Like that's all you're saying.
Well, and that's the thing is like, okay, that's all you're saying. It's just like, oh, this is, I like the price of this stock.
It's like they took the terms of like this is good and this is bad, or this is going up and this is going down.
And added an
animal.
They added a flower, a Blake plug-in,
Yeah.
and a box of chocolates.
and
to
a
go with
scientist.
it. And the guy with the cape.
There you go. Exactly. There's your wealth management tied all into one.
Oh God, this one I love too. Advancing or declining volume.
Okay, what the f- does that even mean?
Yeah, okay, my point exactly.
I'm assuming. Well, I guess now that I think about it for more than 2 seconds, so I'm assuming advancing means increasing volume, and then
It just
declining?
means
You said
just
declining?
means
up
buyers
and down. Back to
yes,
up and down.
back to up and down, buying or selling. Like they're like advancing volume, meaning like advancing volume, like more buyers
Yeah. Okay.
versus
So,
declining volume.
so
like
the green on the bottom is going this way.
yeah, there's more green than red.
Yeah. Cool.
That's-
And then declining is going down. Cool.
Yeah, or even
Or is it more red?
No, just means more red.
Ah. Okay.
Just more red.
So
or
more red,
green.
more green. So you need simple terms for
That-
simple people like
That's
me. Come on.
I know
Okay.
we're simple people.
Mhm.
Well, but like you look at like if you go on MSNBC, like you're gonna see that. Like they'll say decline, like especially at the end of a trading day.
Well,
they'll have, like,
especially with all
advancing
the
or
people
declining
on
volume.
there, they all look like the same person anyway. Like you go on there,
They all got the
if you
same
went on
thing.
CNBC every day, you see like different names, but it looks like the same person
It's
because they
like-
all wear the blue
it's-
suit,
it's-
white shirt, and some fancy tie.
It's the finance version of like the Madden creative character.
Yeah, it
It's
really
like, all right,
is.
what tie are you gonna pick? And when you learn those words, and you're like, oh, really? That's it?
Yeah.
And I think that's the frustrating thing for people. I think that's why people get scared.
I mean, I was very intimidated when I heard all these random terms being thrown out, and then I saw my Lord and Savior, was it Stan Weinstein, and he defined it for me, and now it's like, oh, okay, because he took a very I guess you could say
It's a very
Casual.
it's like an educational academic approach. But
Yeah.
like almost like a.
but it wasn't like
cocktail
a but
academic.
that's a perfect way to, because it wasn't a for
Stan
dummies.
Weinstein cocktail academic.
Because it wasn't like a for dummies.
No,
It wasn't for dummies. It was because you read it and it was entertaining.
Yeah.
That's what it really was. It was much more entertaining to read because he
Like
has
a lot of tongue-in-cheek.
Yeah, very
Yeah.
very charismatic when he's writing it too. So
A few moments later.
You know, it's actually not that bad in here.
it's really nice.
I was expecting freezing. Although my feetsies are a little cold.
Please never say that again.
What's the score? I can't tell anymore.
Later. Okay,
All right, so
2021, baby.
yeah, so it's 2021.
Wait.
we
Say that again. Say that again, because thank God.
Oh wait, yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Oh. and now we're done. Stupid little thing.
There we go. All right.
All right, so
Say it again.
So we finally got through 2020. We're in 2021.
There we go.
And so we're here
Yay.
in one piece. Honestly, 2020 felt like a decade in itself.
It really did. What is the outlook of 2021? What do we think?
No, I want to ask.
Growth?
I want to ask you that question. So,
Okay.
like, as far as like companies or just like overall outlook, because we really don't know. I mean, obviously, we still have, a few things that have to happen in the next couple of weeks. But as far as like general outlook, like where is some things that you're kind of looking at right now?
Well, I don't think much is going to change for the next 3 or 4 months. So I'd say, so basically what we're comparing is value versus growth stocks.
Okay, well,
growth stocks being defined as
explain
the ones that have been growing, right? Like literally what it sounds like. So,
like the Pelotons of the world?
EV
Or EV,
EV has exploded, and same with like anything having to do with like e-commerce. Peloton, all of those are growth stocks because they have benefited the most, and they've accelerated the most.
Basically, like growth stocks. So for the dumbass over here, this is me asking. Growth stocks meaning all of the stocks that have exploded,
Yes,
all through 2020 because of all the stuff that was going on.
Exactly.
So so you said e-commerce. So like Chewy, would that be another one?
Chewy, absolutely, yeah.
That one's actually exploded.
That did crazy numbers actually, which is really cool. But it makes sense.
It
makes perfect sense because one, e-commerce, and then two,
and PetSmart owns them.
PetSmart
Aren't they a
does own them.
subsidiary of PetSmart?
Yes, and the thing is that think about it. In the pandemic, there were record numbers of people getting a pet. So more people
that's
were
true.
buying
Yeah.
food, and they had to get it delivered to their house. So
Yeah.
Chewy benefited the most from them.
That makes sense.
And then or Amazon, and then Shopify, Wish.com, all of those. Etsy. They benefited the most. So that's growth stocks. Those I really think are going to stay vaccinated because everything. Ooh, noodle.
Oh,
Noodle.
Good noodle.
Good
Here,
noodle.
you can have the noodle.
Thanks.
There you go. Have a noodle.
So those are going to be fine for the next 3 months still because I don't see anything changing until we really get vaccinated. And then, so value stocks are the ones that got slammed. So,
explain-
airlines, entertainment.
Hold on, pause. You're struggling over there.
And value
Okay,
stock.
value stock.
Entertainment, travel, those that got destroyed in this past 8 months. So those are the ones that I really don't see anything happening because with if something were to happen, it would have to there had to be serious change. And granted that airlines, they are getting more and more people traveling, but not nearly as much as they should be.
Yeah.
I mean, they're at like 1 million people a day traveling, but that's
still not even remotely close to what they were at
what
before.
they were doing. Yeah. So when that number gets like 1.5 million, that's when I would start thinking about actually investing in that.
I mean, it would almost be mindful. I mean, at least for me personally, it's almost mindful to think that everything that we've been dealing with at this point is going to spill over into January, February, potentially even March.
Yeah.
So almost think like, I mean, at least for me, I'm just going to kind of take the same course I've been following with whatever companies that have been blowing up right now. They're probably going to keep blowing up just for the same purpose.
Absolutely.
Is that like because there is still that uncertainty, we really don't know which way we're going. Not so much like we don't know where we're going, but like
I think it's just just because it's a new year doesn't mean that anything changed.
Yeah, as much as everybody wants it to be.
Everyone's been pushing that so hard.
I mean, I do like the hat, so it is nice to be in a good new spot.
Right.
So, but
as of right now, nothing's changed. So
yeah, or even like green energy. I mean, you said EV's another one.
EV and clean energy, you can throw money at it, and you're probably going to make money.
Well, did you see the one? I think I showed you that one. Acromon or they have the FUV. Acromoto, yes.
Or something like that.
The fun utility
where it's
vehicle.
like 3 wheels.
Have you seen that car?
Oh god, it's so gross.
That car is. I'm sorry.
It's disgusting.
I mean,
You would lose all respect from all your friends if you were seen driving that. Are you kidding me?
I mean, I would love to drive a golf cart around just
But
because,
not that.
but not that one.
Not that.
That one's tough.
That one, like, oh god, you only have missionary sex with your wife. I mean, come on, man. Like, if you're driving that, that's really sad. Like, no, I swear. Like, oh no! I got you. Drink. Oh no! You lose your freaking chair. All right.
Bitches.